Hello everybody, this is JP3 here with another deathless run through Halo Combat Evolved's Legendary difficulty. We're on mission number 9, Keys. Probably one of the most, if not the most, RNG feeling missions in the entirety of Halo Combat Evolved's campaign. There are a lot of really frustrating flood spawns that occur in this level, and on Legendary difficulty especially, it can really be frustrating, but I'm going to try my best to help you through it, let you know where all the danger spots are, and perhaps how to handle those spots to the best of at least my ability, and hopefully of yours. So we start out inside the Truth and Reconciliation, but notice it looks a lot different than it did in mission number 3. It has been infected by the flood. There's a lot more blood and flood gunk hanging out everywhere, and things look broken. Not nearly as shiny and as covenanty as it did when we were first here in mission number 3. So first off, we want to try and kill. There's 3 grunts there, and then we had the one that was being chased by the armless, weaponless flood. The 2 flood that are in here that do have their weapons and their whip arms. One has a plasma rifle, I believe, almost every time, and one has a shotgun, I believe, almost, if not every time. And so you want to definitely get that shotgun. Then you want to go back and grab that camo. Be sure and get as many grenades as you possibly can. Try to conserve your own. Certainly conserve a frag grenade or 3, and then come out here in this big giant hole and dive on into this coolant. You won't suffer any fall damage. This is part of the game. Do not worry. Come out here. Watch for plasma grenades being thrown at these guys. You want to immediately get rid of these flood as soon as possible. This is where the flood spawn. They spawn from above. Right now we're in camo, so we're just going to run right past them. We're going to let them run past us, and then we want to try to kill them as quickly as possible. If we can kill them as quickly as possible, then we can get the 3rd and final wave to come down before we come out of camo, which is exactly what happened here. Now we don't have to worry about any more flood spawning. We just want to get rid of this battle, just kill everybody, and this actually went really, really well. It went according to plan, nearly perfectly. Ultimately, the flood most always win, but there is a limited number of flood spawns. So right now, I used the old graphics, got really lucky with some pistol ammo, found some shotgun ammo as well, which is really nice. So when you come to this part, I like to throw a grenade over there, if for anything to distract the Covenant and or Flood that are fighting over there. Stick those 2 guys, run right through here, let the Covenant fight the Flood over there. The Flood just keep dropping down for quite a while, and it's annoying. Throw a grenade in here as soon as you shotgun those first 2 guys. Get rid of them. Blast your way through for anyone that's left alive there. Pull out a sticky grenade and shoot those 2 carrier forms. Use the sticky grenade to blow up any extra remaining infection forms, or as many as you can at least. Try to look around that corner. We had a straggler come from the other section. Look around that corner, throw a grenade. As soon as you pass a certain point, though, most everything in this area should disappear, and from the previous area as well. Pick up the sniper rifle. Do not turn on the flashlight. Go into old graphics and turn on the night vision. You want to focus on the hunters first unless you get a clear shot on the elites like that. And essentially the goal is to speed this fight up. The Covenant will lose it, but it can take them a while, especially with elite majors back there. But the hunters can actually notice you despite everything that's going on and shoot over here, so you want to be careful for them. Be sure and conserve at least maybe 3-4 rounds total of your sniper rifle, though. We're going to be taking it with us for a very specific purpose based on its unique qualities. It's otherwise pretty useless against the Flood. We're going to use it for a very, again, specific purpose we'll get to in a little bit. So at some point I thought that was going to be that miner there, the elite miner, but instead it was a flood form. I don't even know if I shot him, but if I did, it wouldn't matter. I kind of back away from this a little too fast because I could use my pistol to kill the flood. There's usually 2 or 3 flood that will spawn up there, up on that land bridge. Just blasting my way through here. I usually like to kill those flood before I come out here. I did hear him firing at me, so I did start to look for him there. Drop your shotgun. Let's go ahead and take care of these infection forms. I'm just going to overcharge him up there, and hopefully that'll at least knock him down. Looks like it did. I'm not sure if it killed him or not. At least when I was playing, I wasn't sure. I didn't see a score. He might still be alive up there, but I don't really care. There is a health pack that's behind where I'm at right now. If you need it, be sure and grab it. Grab your shotgun back, turn off your flashlight, turn off your night vision, and turn on the new graphics, and snipe this guy in the face. This game doesn't like to register headshots, especially in the new graphics for whatever reason. The only reason we use the sniper rifle there is because it is silenced. It doesn't sound silenced, but it actually is. If you use any other weapon, and that includes grenade explosions in my experience, then this corner, the guys will start coming around it, and you won't be able to set up in this turret nearly as easily to be able to take them out as they come around that corner. This corner, like a couple that we've already passed that I didn't talk about much because I showed you how I kind of flew through them, this corner is a piece of crap. There's several of these in Keys and in a little bit of them in the Maw. A few of them in the Maw, but they're mostly in Keys. And this is a corner to where if you don't look around that corner, then there will be several spawns of flood. And that can include double and triple shotgun spawns of flood. So instead of fighting them out from back here, I'd rather get on the turret and just stop them from coming around this corner altogether. If you look around this corner, you have a good chance of stopping that spawn from occurring. Notice there I didn't do anything different. All I did was get close to that corner and it triggered the spawn. So I threw a grenade, and luckily it did explode. That's another thing about some of these corners like this, is that you can throw a grenade around them, but as you back up to avoid flood or chain explosions, the grenade actually will despawn, not killing anything, and certainly not despawning any enemies, which stinks. So, long story short, best thing for you to do is to use that turret. It works pretty well as long as the flood are back around that area where we were killing them. That is where the sniper rifle comes in. It prevents the flood from massing there and coming at you, because if they come at you and you're on the turret, you have very little to no chance at all to stave off their rush. Alright, this spawn here, as far as I know, the one that comes near where those grunts were, as far as I know, this is just a one flood spawn. I've never seen more spawns come through there, and so I usually hang back here, get rid of the grunts, and get rid of these little infection forms. But don't get too caught up on the infection forms. Be sure and watch that mini-map and make sure that these guys, revivers or not, don't come around that corner and slap you a few times or shotgun you while you're busy messing with the little pieces of garbage. There's 4 flood on ridges. We've just killed one of them. We shot the weapon out of the hand of the other one earlier, and then there's going to be 2 to our right. You can see a health pack down there if you need it. One has a needler, and one has an assault rifle. They're both scary for different reasons. So you want to make sure and take them out, and just be careful not to get shot up too much. But if you do, there is a health pack there. If you haven't already grabbed it, then it's there for the taking. I am short, terribly short on shotgun ammo right now. I did not pick up any shotgun at any given point since I think the very first. I might be wrong about that, but I didn't pick up any shotgun ammo from a number of potential sources. So I'm a little lower than normal. I'm gonna use my pistol a lot more in the next section than I normally would. So I usually like to run right up here and see if I can get a stick on an unaware elite. We do.
That's our way back in.
Which is really nice. I'm not exactly flush on pistol ammo either here. If you're not going too fast through this, you can always try to pick up another weapon to take out some of these enemies if you do have the opportunity. So there are usually more elites up there. It's possible that my grenade blasted them off. So you need to be careful for there we go. Get a stick on him, I believe, right on his arm. So here we're going to get some more pistol. But it's always possible that if you throw grenades up there, or even if you don't, that something will blast them off of that promontory, or whatever you want to call that outcropping of rock. And you're going to see why in just a minute, why that's a problem. A big problem, actually. So look at this. And he surprises us, and I hear a shotgun behind me. So wonderful little ambush there that the game engine set up for me. So this part is actually going slower and is going to be worse than I've done it in a while. One thing that I definitely should have done is I should have went back and got that health pack that I did not use. I just wasn't thinking about it. But to be honest with you, this is a great overshield to have here. Be sure and grab that overshield before you get out of here, by the way. It's a great overshield to have, but there's actually another health pack and another overshield really close to you coming out when you get up into the ship. And so don't get too safe or too, I guess, dangerously safe. Oh, crap. And then we got a pistol guy that's shooting us, who's made it up here a lot faster than I'm accustomed to, but oh well. Again, not imperative that you have the overshield. It would be nice to have, though. I will acknowledge that. There's a couple of spots where it can get kind of hairy, but we're going to handle them all right, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Whether you have the overshield or not.
I can't access the ship's schematics.
So in this area, there's going to be a kind of slightly infinite number of spawns of these carrier pieces of crap, so you just want to make sure and move your way through as quickly as possible, especially when we're low ammo like this. So you want to take out carrier forms, and there are a couple of combat forms down here. One comes through right there with a shotgun and a pistol, which is exactly what we needed. They came through a little bit faster than I expected, given how fast I came through the previous room. I did expect them to come through, but just not that fast. I threw that grenade down there. It was kind of a Hail Mary, but there's a grenade standing right there, so that's why I threw it down there. If I'd have got the stick, it'd have been nice. It'd look cool. But otherwise, try not to waste grenades, especially your plasmas. You're going to need, well, all of them actually, but you're going to need your plasma in just a little bit. One way to use plasmas is what I would call as timed mines, because they do have that bit of a delay on exploding. You can use them, again, almost like a timed mine. Right now I'm just using it as a normal grenade, but I'll show you in a little bit how that works and can help you out big time as you go through some of these, again, some of these crap spawns that occur through this level. So in this area, the spawn comes from the ceiling right above us, so we're going to throw a timed mine right there and let it explode. It usually kills 4 or 5 enemies. For some reason that didn't, but we're just going to blast our way through the 2 combat forms that would have been down there that we didn't get a shot on while we were up on the balcony. Throw a big frag grenade right there in the middle of all those guys, and you'll usually get, yep, if you throw it correctly, you'll usually get all of them, as I believe we did there. I normally am flush on shotgun right now, so I'm usually very liberal with firing it. But to be honest with you, if you do have shields here, overshields, you definitely want to try to whittle them down safely, because there is an overshield that's behind us and to the, well, it'll be to the left when we walk towards it. We'll get it, don't worry. I usually like to have a little bit of an overshield for this part as well. So if you fear this part, you can have double and triple shotguns coming through here. If you fear this part, then go ahead and grab the overshield over there. It's not absolutely necessary going forward. It's kind of a little bit of a luxury more than anything else. There will be 2 spawns that come through there. The first one seems to have a few more flood than the next one. But notice how we get... This is usually a part, again, in the level, kind of like I talked about in the library. This is a part in the level where usually you start to get a lot of ammo, and so you can be pretty comfortable. But, again, to be honest with you, I'm never usually as short as I was before, because I just wasn't running over any shotgun ammo as I was going through the sections before we got back into the ship. If you saw over there, that was where the health pack and the overshield was. We cleared out this area, so we don't have to worry about losing any of it. You can also clear out, there's 3 carrier forms down here. We just got them all in one blast there. You can clear out this area too before getting the overshield if you want, which is probably not a terrible idea, since there's very little chance that these things are actually going to kill you coming up through the that circle vent thing there. Alright, so this is a part that you need to learn how to take, and you need to learn how to take it play it very seriously. It starts now, I guess. There's a lot of flood here. They are facing a spawn of... they're facing a group of Covenant right now. And we're back here killing these guys instead of having fun with the real enemies. I don't know how the Covenant fared in that battle. We're going to find them in just a little bit. Just making sure to clear all these guys out. I usually make more of a point to do this when I have overshield than when I don't. So I usually like to take a sticky grenade and see if I can stick any one of these guys. We stuck 2 of them. But I think only 1 death will register because I think that guy died. I was trying to stick the elite, of course. We're going to throw a frag grenade down there because I think we were out of plasmas. The frags just aren't as good because if you're dealing with elite majors, their shields can handle blasts, especially if they run from it. So now, another time mine right there. There's a ceiling right there that spawns flood. We got 3 of them. No one's following us, so we're really good. As soon as you get to that point where you're looking down the ramp at the Covenant, you want to, and you kill them, you want to take off running. Flood will start spawning all around you, and they will kill you really fast. That includes carrier forms. Now, the reason why we just ran past those elites that were over on that bridge there is that we don't want to kill them. If we start killing them, then you will see an almost infinite number. It's about 8 or 9 spawns of elites and grunts coming through this door where we came through to come to here, and they will start clashing with flood. You don't want that to happen unless you're trying to get that achievement, the one where you kill all the elites in the area. Plus, you'd have it on heroic and not on Iron Skull if you were doing that. So we're not. Make sure we kill these guys. We're not going to sit there and let that spawn build up there. We want to immediately run into here. The reason why we're running into here is we're clearing out this area that we're going to have to run through anyway in the end game. This helps to clear that out. Plus, we get to start picking up plasma pistols. You want to pick up plasma pistols. I see a pistol there. I want to pick up that pistol as well, and that way I can have whatever's left in it as ammunition again during the end game. During the end game, we will be facing a lot. I've got the wrong weapon here. I need to go back and get the shotgun. During the game, we'll be facing a lot of robot elites. They're actually called Spec Ops elites, but they're more like robots. They have inorganic levels of accuracy and awareness. They're essentially, that's when the computer game takes over. And so there's a group of Covenant here. We definitely want to take them out. It's several elites, some grunts. We did a really good job with that grenade, actually. And I forget that I could probably have just went over and backsmacked him. You don't always get that opportunity like it seemed there, but it is good to take advantage of. I'm looking for another plasma pistol here. There should be one, and actually, no, it's caught in the geometry to my right. And I actually am able to get it out in a minute. I don't think I'm going to find it, so I pick that up just in case. I don't think I mentioned this. By the way, if you pick up a weapon, it does not despawn in Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2. Possibly in Halo 3 as well. Certainly, when you get to Reach, that is not a guarantee at all. Reach and on forward from there. But I do know in Halo 1 and 2 that's true. And so unless a whole area is set to despawn in some way, shape, or form, they will stay there. And we'll find them later. We'll need them. So there's elites over here. I'm trying to make sure I don't hit geometry. I'm trying to throw the grenade over there. I just missed the guy. But I think at some point we get a grenade over there and it... no, this isn't that playthrough, I don't guess. So I'm just going to hop on over here and use these shields, these deployable covers as cover. Make sure not to fall off there. Use the shotgun and grenades and get rid of all these guys. There might be an elite that's down there. I want this turret to be upright because I want elites to get into it later. If they get into it, that makes them much easier targets than if they're not in it. Alright, so a bunch of grunts come running around this corner. I think it's 3 or 4 of them. They're running from Flood, and it is a nice, nasty group full of... They have shotguns. The carriers are obviously scary because they can... explode and cause chain reactions with grenades. So notice I'm picking up plasma pistols, still doing that. Probably picking up way more than I need, at least in these sections, but actually that's a really useful one. Don't listen to what I say, just pick up the plasma pistols as you find them. Pick up as many as you want. There's no rush, really. Now, there's another group of grunts that will come around this corner. They can be pretty quick to notice you. Notice how he chopped right into our overshield. That's really not necessary. Again, you won't keep it. Eventually, something's going to take it out. So any chance of you using it at a place later on where you might actually want it is really slim to none. You don't need it here. As much as we're getting kind of beat up here, we don't, or at least our shields are, we don't need it here. So don't spend a lot of time playing too safe trying to conserve it, unless playing that safe is good for you. It can be a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. To try to not let your overshield get eaten up, you spend time focusing on that and not on killing enemies and such. So anyway, so you want to have, if at all possible, you want to have some grenades for the next couple of sections. This group, I tell you, man, I cannot stand this piece of shit, excuse my language, piece of shit reaction times. So I got, I guess, lucky there. So what happened is as soon as I came around that corner, this piece of crap popcorn flood jumped right at me. I stuck him and killed him, and therefore it negated the grenade entirely, which is pretty darn lucky, frankly. But we get really good with that grenade there. Please use plasmas around this. I don't know why I'm asking nicely. Use plasmas around this corner because you want to have frag grenades for the other corner. For the next area here. That is not an infinite spawning flood corner. It's just one where they're all standing around. And as soon as you poke your head out, they all shoot at you and can literally take your health down in less than a second. So 2 grenades, just like I threw them there. For some reason, that second one didn't go as far as I wanted it to. And check this out. Just one spawn, not a big infinite spawn here as far as I know. You don't have to look around that corner. As soon as you kill these guys, it'll be done. We got a reviver there. That's fine. So I like to go through here and just make sure and pick up any grenades I possibly can. Pick up any plasma pistols I possibly can. I'd really like to find a human pistol. And be able, because there usually is one, pick it up, replenish any ammo I need, and then have it to pick up around this area to replenish whenever I'm coming back through. I do not find it. I am looking for it. That's what I'm doing here. But, oh gosh, I think I just saw it in the corner of my eye, stuck in some geometry there, back behind us. But anyway, no matter, doesn't matter. Alright, so we're to the captain. Alright, so this is a piece of crap part here. From the left, if you look there, from the left and on into the bridge area, there is a quasi-infinite spawning flood spawn. You want to try to blast your way through it as soon as you get the opportunity. However, to the back there is a quasi-infinite Covenant spawn. If you take these Covenant out really fast, they will keep coming. An elite, usually with 2 grunts. Oftentimes it's an elite minor, but if it's an elite major, as you see there, they're going to be computer game accurate and obviously very tough shields. Frag grenades won't do nearly as much damage as you would want against them. What I'm trying to do, though, is draw the Covenant to that opening where the flood will start attacking them and vice versa. But they are running backwards because they're pieces of crap cowards. And of course, while we've got our back turned, then they come out. But I think a grenade, something I threw or did back there actually got a kill. I'm hoping that guy will run towards the fray. He doesn't. Just stay back for any of the chain explosions in that hall. That is tremendously paramount in this area. But at some point, I get frustrated and tired of sitting here and waiting for this piece of crap to come out and do something. So once that starts to get to that point, then I just YOLO it. Which isn't a terrible idea. Just stop off to pick up a plasma pistol so I can have one as I'm coming out. I want him to come towards me. Now the flood will start chasing him. This may be a perfect time. Nope, I've got a carrier form. I cannot believe that piece of crap flashed out and actually shot me. That piece of crap elite. He didn't even know where the hell I was. He flashed out and shot me. That's what health packs are for. That piece of junk he just fended off an entire freaking wave of flood. He can't dodge that grenade, though. Alright, so then it's time to bull rush. Just bull rush your way through here. Usually after 2 or 3 waves, you'll get that. You'll get that kind of 2 or 3. You just roll right on through knowing you have a health pack right there that you won't want to come back for. And you shouldn't have to need after this. So going up in here and start this mandatory cutscene. Kind of a cool cutscene. I only call it mandatory, meaning that, you know, you can't Y or B or whatever out of it. A. Some button. Kind of harrowing. One of my favorite cutscenes of all time, especially in-game cutscenes.
The captain, he's one of them. We can't let the flood get off this ring. You know what he'd expect. What he'd want us to do. It's done. I have the code. We should go. We need to get back to the Pillar of Autumn. Let's go back to the shuttle bay and find a ride.
So as you can tell here, you immediately go and open that door. Allow the Covenant to start. They will throw all manner of shit and grenades at you, but that's okay. You'll be out of there, and then the flood will start coming in. It is actually possible for the Covenant to win this battle and the flood to stop spawning. I did not know that was possible, but it actually is. I actually found that out. I actually was able to make it out of it somehow, but yeah, I found that out recently. So long story short, do not influence the fight in any way, shape, or form. You can't see the Covenant, so odds are if you're going to try to influence the fight by shooting at something, you're probably going to hit a flood. And believe it or not, that it can be enough. You want to try to police for grenades as much as possible. Ultimately, flood have stopped spawning. Sometimes they can collect in and around or up that bridge area. So you definitely want to make sure there's none around before you put down the shotgun. It is gone. You don't need it for the rest of the game unless you have a totally alternate strategy for how you play this out at the end. So just be careful coming through here. Let Flood and any Covenant fight as much as they're going to fight. Try not to draw any aggro like we almost did there. These guys will, of course, make it a lot of fun. So turn on the old graphics because the new graphics geometry will hide the enemy from you in this corner. And essentially, it's the most important element of that is that if the enemy can see you and you can't see them, you got a problem. I can't believe I missed that first grenade, but I moved just a little bit at the very end of throwing it for some reason, and it sure enough went wide. So we get 2 headshots there. We've stuck one of the elite computer robot guys, and so now we're going to try to get as many grunts as possible because we do not want them interfering with us as we try to overcharge or grenade or whatever the elites. And that piece of crap moves to cover, even though I popped him in his head enough times for his head to rock back. So I'm just going to not hard ping him. That's what it appears is going to have to be the case. Because I can see his little... Yeah, so we got him there. I can see his little body there. My reticle was turning red. So turn off your graphics now. Since it's only grunts over here, we're going to flash out and try to headshot them. Just watch out because some of them have fuel rods. And while they don't fire them that fast... you definitely still want to be mindful of their ability to one-hit kill you. So there should be an elite over by that, or on that turret. He is not on that turret. What I want to try to do here is I want to try to grenade, possibly even stick, these elite robot guys as they come out of their craft. I get one of them, the other guy gets away just in time. Alright, so now the elite comes over here finally. How about that? And he's shooting us with his plasma rifle instead of being in the turret like a good little guy. The plasma rifle being much, much more dangerous than the turret. So I like to come to this edge right here. Usually you can steal 2 or 3 elite kills. They seem to have a lot more trouble dodging your overcharges when in this little area. I don't know how that missed all freaking 3 of them, but it did. So we get fortunate here, but I make a huge mistake and use plasma, or I'm sorry, use a plasma overcharge and pistol ammo when all you gotta do is do that. I love that that guy got in there. That's exactly why I wanted the turret there, but just kind of screwed that up. There we go. So now we need to pick up another plasma pistol, which we won't have here. I thought there was one here. Maybe the one I have is that one. Get them thinking about that grenade, which despawned, which is freaking awesome. That's the one thing about keys, man. This would be a pretty decent level, even with a lot of it feeling like you're backtracking, if it weren't for these corners where your grenades despawn, where flood are infinite. Now notice here we've got another elite on a turret, which is exactly what we want. So we're not going to be able to get any of the easy kills on these elites like I wanted to. So let's just start going down through this hall and taking out these guys. There should be 2 elite robots and several grunts, many of which, maybe about half of which will have fuel rods. They all drop a lot of grenades, so use plasmas as much as you can through here. Notice that if you looked at the scoring, by the way, always turn on scoring. That way you know who you kill. So we stuck a grunt and we stuck an elite, spec ops elite. I'm just going to call them robot elites from here on out, maybe. And when we were down the hall, this guy, piece of crap that he is able to get 3 shots on us, I think. It perfectly accurate, right as we walk through, and de-shield us and take off another bar of health. Again, we're facing robots at this juncture when we're dealing with those pieces of crap. But that's okay. Now this can go really well or it can really suck. There is about 9 elites that spawn from around that area after you kill. I'm waiting for him to turn around because I don't want him to dodge this. So we get a headshot on the first one. What you want to do is you want to, as they're coming out, you want to shoot that at them, but that is the slowest tracking freaking plasma bolt I've ever seen. See, once they're out and looking at you, they'll dodge most of them, which sucks. If you get them as they're coming out, like I did before, but for some reason, that plasma charge just barely got over to him, and it gave him time to dodge. But if they're coming out, usually they're not as good at dodging them. Right now, I'm just trying to goose them out, but that... There we go. I don't even know where the hell that plasma charge went, so, you know, whatever. There we go. Now we're out, but that's why we picked up all those plasma pistols. I'm pissed off when I'm playing this because we were so close to getting into that rhythm where as they come out, you overcharge, headshot. Overcharge, headshot. You can get most of them doing that most of the time. Well, not most of the time, I should say, but a lot of the time. Alright. We do not get a good headshot on him. I will blame a lack of skill or probably a lot of frustration for that. And these pieces of crap will just sit there and hide the whole time. I don't know, I think if you have 9 enemies spawn in at one spot, then they should be a little more aggressive. That's what I think, instead of going and hiding. Because you know what, in all reality, you don't even have to do this part. You're on the 2nd floor, just hop down to the 1st floor and get in a Banshee. If you can make it into one. God. I can't. It's frustrating even watching this now. He literally dodged that at the very last second. God bless. Freaking believable, man. Robots, I'm telling you, man. Inorganic pieces of crap. But that's why we left us a trail of plasma pistols. Oh, there's one right there. Get your ass down. Get your ass down. Come on. There we. That's what's supposed to happen. And I hit him in his head. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Actually, I can. What am I saying? Of course I can believe it. That happens all the time. And I don't know how the hell that turret has line of sight on us. It's always there, but it's always pissed me off. Oh, come on. Come on. There you go. That involved less skill and accuracy than the first guy. And then, of course, I let it go too soon there. We're able to pop him. That may be it. That's it. So be sure and collect as many of these grenades as you can. Look at him standing there. He's stuck, actually. So we just overcharge him and stick him on his shin. Alright, so now you have a couple different options. You can try to kill these guys from this vantage point, which isn't the worst. I think I hit geometry with that first hit, so I'm going to turn on the old graphics. There we go. Oh, really? How many headshots? How many does it take, man? And look at that. We got another turret guy. I love it. That is the one good bit of RNG. Oh, the plasma pistol track to the dead guy. Perfect. Thanks a lot, buddy. Oh, that is music. Music to the eyes. Oh, you were turned around and look, you didn't actually cheat. He was turned around. He had no chance to react to that. That is every one of those elites down there. We're home free. Oh, yeah, of course we could die to the grunts. I think one of them does have a fuel rod, but, and they can both throw grenades. Don't get too cocky, too confident. I wasn't positive, 100%, I guess you never are, that all the elites were dead, so I went ahead and grabbed another one of the plasma pistols, just in case. So I'm going to come around this corner. Notice how I picked up some extra ammo for the pistol, the one I dropped back there. Anyway, so I'm going to come around this corner and immediately get ready to overcharge and throw a grenade. But there is no elite there, it's just these guys. And it was 2 Needler grunts. So just hop on in here and drive on out of here. They spawn as soon as you get close to the Banshees. As long as you're in the Banshee, as soon as you get in there, they can't hurt you anymore. And the level ends. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Okay. So there's keys, and our final score is the price of a mid-size luxury sedan. Oh, man. So just as, I guess, for reference, you can stick around and actually try to take out that wave. I believe it's 2 or 3 elites, several grunts. You just have to find a way to trigger those guys getting close to the Banshees, and then being able to get right back to cover, and then taking them out with your trail of plasma pistols, and hopefully, if you have some human pistol ammo lying around, maybe even the shotgun or the needler if you get desperate. My advice to you is forget them. Unless you're trying to get that achievement where you have to kill every single elite that could possibly spawn in this level. Forget the name of it, but it's even hard to get on heroic. My advice to you is just grab the Banshee and go. You can also go into the tunnel, the rooms on the lower deck. Go into that tunnel, and there's another pile of enemies back there. It's I think 2 elites, 2 elite robots, and some grunts. They're pretty easy to kill. If you want to take them out, that's great. So that's it. That's it for keys. Please subscribe if you like this kind of content. If you like it, you just want to like it, hit the little thumbs up button for me, please, if you don't mind. If you want this kind of content, fresh off the assembly line, hot off the presses, click that little notification bell. That way you'll definitely get notifications of anything that I put out in the future. Again, my name, JP3, signing out here. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thank you very, 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 very much for watching. Goodbye.